for example, my ex used to hate when I say this, but I'm like, he'd be like, everyday gym. And I'm like, yeah, everyday gym in case you decide to play yourself. Do you know what I mean? If you want to play yourself, do you know what I mean? And he used to hate when I said that.
I love that.
But at the end of the day, when we broke up, I didn't struggle.
Yeah.
Because I was already in shape. Hi guys, welcome back to Women, Wine and Wisdom. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Naomi.
So guys, today we're going to be talking about how to deal with, how to recover from heartbreak. And today we're going to be introducing a Czech wine which was gifted to us.
Yeah.
So, am I going to try and pronounce it? Probably not. Let me read the English word on there though. So it says exclusive Biovino Hibernal. There we are. It's a 2021 wine. So it was bottled 2 years ago, I think.
Do you know much about aged wine? So, for example, a 2021 wine, is that meant to be...
The thing is, it just means the year it was bottled. I think people normally think of it like, oh my God, it's vintage. It must be amazing. It just means the year it was bottled.
Guys,
Wine fact for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nay, I'm going to let you crack this one open. I feel like I cracked open the last one.
Nice. Here we go. Listen to the...
There we go. She got there in the end.
I got there.
I feel like all women need this one.
Yeah. And if you've noticed...
This is a different, like, colour for white.
Yeah, this is more yellow.
Yeah.
So if you've noticed, we've been drinking a lot of white this month, and that's because it's a summer month, and white wines I would usually associate with summer. Yeah,
so white and rosé tend to be very summery.
And stuff, yeah. So that's quite...
And also, guys, you know me, I'm a little bit bush, so obviously I prefer white wine to rosés, but I do want to get more into rosés as we kind of venture into
we
our
need to explore
women, wine,
exactly.
and wisdom journey. So,
yeah.
Oh, this smells absolutely fantastic.
It smells lovely.
Okay,
what flavours are you getting?
Peach. Can you smell the peach?
I can smell the peach. Even like a vanilla note somewhere.
Yeah, there's a little bit of apple in this one. Obviously, every white wine has some form of citrus, so we'll say citrus as well.
Yeah.
I like the aroma though. I really like the aroma.
I do too. Let's try.
Ooh. This wine for me is very high on the white wine list.
Yeah, let's
on
cheers.
The rating. Let's cheers to that one, yeah. Guys, so we was actually gifted this one.
Yeah.
Really nice.
It's
really,
lovely.
really good. Yeah.
Oh, definitely recommend. Yeah. It is lovely. That is a really easy drink to wine to drink.
Girls' night. If you're new to white wine, this is most definitely the wine for you. So if you're traveling from Czech, UK, Prague, Brno, this is definitely pick this wine up. So it's a Biovino Hibernal. I'm not going to pronounce the Czech language for you because obviously we know Czech's one of the hardest languages to pronounce. But really lovely.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Okay, so
let's get into it. So
dealing with heartbreak. I mean, I feel like every woman deals with it, especially from the ages of, to be honest, I'm going to say secondary school upwards.
Listen.
Not even just as an adult. I think it hurts more as an adult.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with heartbreak? Like, how do we deal with heartbreak as well?
Heartbreak.
Dealing with heartbreak, there are so many things, I think, when you come to dealing with heartbreak. And I think a lot of it ties into what we were talking about in our level up kind of journey or confidence and self-worth journey. But yeah, what do you think? How do you deal with, like, how would you recommend or how would you advise other women to deal with heartbreak?
I feel like with heartbreak, it's a bit of a, it's a difficult one because I guess everyone deals with it in different ways.
Yes.
But ultimately, I would say one of the ways that I would recommend dealing with heartbreak would be to just take time to sit down and reflect on what could have gone wrong. And not necessarily because you want to get back with a person.
Yes.
But more so to understand how you could move forward for future relationships.
Lessons learned.
Yeah,
exactly. When you do projects, It's lessons learned.
It's lessons learned.
Absolutely.
What did we learn from the last situation that we can apply to future projects? So 100%, we do that a lot at work.
We do.
But,
lessons learned.
But it's very important because it's not necessarily to say that you want to go back in time, but how can we move forward? How can we apply that to future situations so that we can have better outcomes? So in the past, I used to look at some of my past relationships and say, what could I have done better? Maybe I could have communicated better. Maybe I could have been more, explore my feelings a bit more. Maybe I could have spoken up a lot sooner than waiting until, waiting to blow up at the end where you're just like, you're annoying and you irritate me because you do this, that and that. Sometimes just capture those things at an earlier stage and be more vulnerable at the beginning or speak sooner. Those were some of the lessons that I had learned in some of my past relationships. So I feel like reflecting, looking at your lessons learned, and exploring those things during a heartbreak can help you move on from a heartbreak. What would you say?
Yeah. So you know how that quote says like the best way to get over someone is to get under somebody else? It's a lie.
Yeah.
It's an absolute lie. Like
it
girls,
is a soul-tie
ladies, do not do that to yourself. Like your body is a temple. Treat 100%. Yourself with self-respect. So what I would say again is accept that and accept that this relationship is done.
Yeah.
And move on by yourself.
Yeah.
Spend time with yourself.
Yeah.
Dealing with the issues that were in the relationship, reflecting on the lessons learned.
Yeah.
And just figuring out how you're going to move forward. Yeah. I feel like people jump from people to people, and in that time, they don't give themselves time to heal, to recover, to reflect, 100%. To be able to move on. Yeah. It's like you're getting under somebody else, but okay, cool. Now that you're under this person, you're just carrying that trauma into this another one. You're probably comparing them to making the same mistakes that you made with the last one with this one. So instead of getting under somebody else, get on top of yourself.
Exactly.
And actually work out the issues, how you could do better, self-care, self-love, nurturing yourself, and heal.
100%. And just to piggyback off of that.
Piggy.
I believe in going to therapy.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. Go to therapy. Deal with the past trauma. A lot of people, like you say, they just bury their heads in the sand.
Yeah.
They just want to get under someone and think that that's going to resolve the situation.
It's not resolving anything.
It's not resolving anything.
Yeah.
Go to therapy. Speak to somebody about it. Speak to the hurts that you've experienced during that time when you were with that person. And because a lot of the times when you move on, when you're trying to deal with a heartbreak, you don't understand sometimes why you've broken up with that person.
No.
You don't understand why that's happened. Because when that person is ready to leave you, maybe you in yourself haven't actually checked out and you were not ready to end the relationship.
Yes.
And so a lot of times we don't get closure.
Yeah, closure. We're going to talk about closure because I have a thing about closure. But go on.
We'll talk about that. We'll explore that a bit later on in the episode. But going to therapy, talking to somebody, really following that journey of understanding what happened in that relationship, why it's got to that point, and learning how to move forward. Yeah. So I'll say therapy is very important.
Absolutely. 100%. And following on from that, so we're going to do another piggy. Is lean on your friends.
Oh, lovely.
So I think a lot of us, sometimes we get caught up in, again, if you have good friends, lean on them. I remember I was going through a situation one time a couple of years ago, and I remember I called one of my friends. I said, listen, this is what happened. She was in my house within 30 minutes. She stayed there for 4 nights.
Wow.
4 nights.
Look at that. That's a good friend.
And this is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you have to sometimes be able to lean on your friends and not think that you can deal with everything by yourself. I'm 100%. One of those people, I'm like, I got this. I can do it. At the same time, I know when it's time to lean on somebody else. And sometimes you just need somebody to just speak with, keep your mind off things. They can tell you how they see the situation as well, because obviously we see it one way, which we have our own biases towards, and they can see it another way. So lean on your friends in those hard times. Lean on your family members, family friends, close cousins. My cousins are amazing. Shout out to them. They already know they are.
I love mine too. They're amazing too.
So that's one thing I'd say.
That's actually a good point, because I feel like a lot of people shy away from a breakup, like almost like a failure. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a failure of something, but it doesn't mean it's a failure of you.
Well, this is the thing. And a lot of people see it as, I've failed at this relationship, and so therefore I'm a failure and everyone's going to look at me. And the reality is, you don't need other people to seek, like, approval of your situation.
Nope.
If that relationship no longer serves you and it's no longer right for you and you need to move on, then do you.
Prime example of that is, I think I said it again on one of our previous episodes, but I was engaged, and when I ended my engagement, they were like, some people were like, I would have just stayed.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And no,
you got to do what's right for you at the end of the day.
You know what's going on behind closed doors in your relationship.
Exactly.
You know that it's not a failure if you've done everything that you can do. Sometimes this is just meant to be a lesson.
100%.
It's as simple as that.
That's it. So don't shy behind don't shy away or hide behind your self-guilt.
Yeah.
If the relationship needs to end, you've got to do what's right for you. It's so, so important. Don't worry about what the naysayers say. Don't worry about what other people think or what they would do differently if they were in that situation, because at the end of the day, it's all about you and what's right for you.
Absolutely. What was you gonna say? I've got like a few just running through my mind, but I'll let you go, girl.
How else would I deal with heartbreak? When it comes to heartbreak, I think it's also important to lift yourself up.
Yeah.
So learn how to find things that really just help you get back to a better place.
Yes.
Because a lot of the times, a lot of people will sit in self-pity, will sit in self-doubt, self-guilt. And I think it's important to find different ways to lift yourself, uplift yourself. And also it's that whole journey of rediscovering yourself. Because sometimes when you might have got with that person in your early 20s and now you're nearing 30 and you're like, who am I? Who is the 30-year-old me? And so you have to rediscover yourself. So take time to, what do I say? Thrive in your singleness.
Yeah.
So thrive in your singleness, guys. Learn to just take time to reestablish yourself, figure out who you are, do things that you love. What does Naomi like?
Yeah.
Does Naomi like traveling? Well, do you know what?
Maybe Naomi loves traveling, by the way. Of course, she came up with that.
Of course, it was going to be my example. But take yourself out, maybe to a theatre trip or to a restaurant, go on holiday. Do
solo dates.
Solo dates. Learn to love yourself. Learn to be able to be in your environment and learn to rebuild your you as a complete person.
Yes.
But yeah, thrive in your singleness. It's very important.
Yeah. One thing. So you probably heard me when we said self-pity, and I feel like a lot of women, especially, love to wallow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, darling, why not you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who else?
Yeah.
Everybody's been through heartbreak. So you need to be able to move on and not keep feeling sorry for yourself, because the more you keep feeling sorry for yourself, the more you keep wallowing in your pity. It's just a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Yeah. So you need to be able to figure out a way, in negative examples, solo dates, to get yourself out of that.
Yeah.
Because actually self-pity does nothing for nobody, whether that's in relationship, in work, in personal life.
Yeah.
It's just... it's an ick.
What else would you recommend?
Another thing is, get your body right.
Girl,
do you know the level of confidence you use when your body's right and you're just feeling tight and everything?
Come on.
Do you know what I mean? And summer's approaching. You know what? So I've been seeing a lot of snaps of people in DLT Malta. I'm like, girl, you're looking fire. Your body's right.
Yeah.
So get your body right. Wellness, gym, spa, self-care.
I like that.
Because once you feel confident in how you look, you approach the dating scene differently.
I like that. That's the thing. They say revenge body.
Yes.
Get your revenge body, girl.
Yes.
But also,
the only thing with revenge body is that do it for you.
Do
so
it
that
for
you're
you,
fine.
yeah. Do it for you. But in the meantime, whilst you're doing it for yourself, let other people see. Let that ex see that, oh, you're looking saucy today.
I'm looking fire.
You're looking fire.
Do you know what?
On top of that, because I was going to say, even if you're not somebody who is in the gym and you want to, get your body into that kind of, because it's just not, you prefer to be...
You prefer to do tennis.
You prefer to,
go for walks.
Tennis, or go for walks, or just be a couch potato. It's fine. Ultimately, just feel good about yourself.
Yes.
Just feel good about yourself. Maybe do your hair. Maybe get your nails done. Maybe, get that nice outfit that just is saucy. Just feel confident about yourself, and check out our video on how to build self-confidence and also self-esteem, because it's not always just about snapping back, but it could also be about just how you dress, how you carry yourself, how you walk, how you talk. Put yourself out there.
And in regards to just body wise, again, it's the revenge body thing is a good thing, but one thing I'm going to say is, stay in shape in your relationship. And the reason why I say that is because when you're dealing with heartbreak, so for example, my ex used to hate when I say this, but I'm like, he'd be like, everyday gym, and I'm like, yeah, everyday gym in case you decide to play yourself. Do you know what I mean? If you want to play yourself, do you know what I mean? And he used to hate when I said that.
I love that.
But at the end of the day, when we broke up, I didn't struggle.
Yeah.
Because I was already in shape.
Yeah. Come on.
So like, revenge body is one thing, ladies, and everything they said is absolutely correct. It's like how you carry yourself, getting your nails done. So another thing as well is like, I do my feet every month, hands and feet. I mean, I don't do the way they scrape your feet because your feet will look like Shaki. So that's one thing.
What is Shaki for the rest of the world, please? Because
what is it? Cow stomach. Tripe, whatever that means. But yeah, so like it's like making sure that you, for example, getting your toes done, getting your nails done. If you like getting your eyelashes done, get your eyelashes done. If you want to get a meal plan, get a meal plan, but do what works for you.
Yeah, maintain yourself.
Exactly that, so that when you do have a breakup, you're not like trying to do everything all at once, because when you're trying to do everything all at once, it's very easy to fail.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay in shape in your relationship so that if he ever decides to play himself, ladies, you already fire.
Exactly. Don't play yourself. Don't go to the playground now.
Let them know. So yeah, that's definitely one thing. I think staying in shape is super important, but looking after yourself. Yeah. Let's not just focus on body, like just overall looking after yourself.
I like that.
Is definitely a big thing. Another thing I was going to say is,
go on,
allow yourself to feel how you want to feel. So while I'm not one for self-pity and wallowing, you have a couple of days to be like,
yeah, you do.
You know what
Don't
I mean?
feel like you can't. Just one more time for the audience.
Do you know what I mean? You got a couple. Let yourself feel what you want to feel. If you want to cry. I feel like again in our community, it's important. It's kind of frowned upon to cry.
Cry. Let it all out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you don't let it out now, it's gonna hit you down the line.
Yes.
So do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Just let it all out.
So yeah, allow yourself to feel how you want to feel.
I like that one. It's true. You need to explore your emotions because you will go through it. You'll probably go through anger. Then you'll probably go through sadness. Then you'll probably go through happiness. Then you'll probably go back to anger. Yeah. So you're going to go through a roller coaster of emotions. That's inevitable. It's going to happen. And you're allowed to feel that way.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And just going back to what Jimmy said is make sure you have the right support system around you. Make sure you've got the right friends around you, the right family members around you, because they're the ones who are going to uplift you, or even just be an ear to cry. Ear? A shoulder to cry on.
A listening ear is what she was trying to say.
A listening ear and a shoulder to cry on. Because ultimately, that's what you're going to also need. Sometimes you don't always need someone to tell you what to do, but sometimes you need somebody who's going to just listen to you say, oh, he's an idiot. I can't believe he left me. What the hell? And then, you know, like whatever you may say, whatever you may be feeling, sometimes you just need to get it out. But also, just to kind of piggyback off of that.
Listen, this whole episode is going to be piggying because at this point,
just needs to be carried on a little bit. But just piggyback off of that. It's also try to explore or put your emotions into new hobbies.
Yes, I was gonna come on to that. Yes, go on.
Because, like, for example, you might turn around and say, "Oh, okay, I'm really sad, but I'm gonna journal this emotion."
Oh, that's actually again come from our mental health video as well.
Yeah, like I'm gonna journal. Exactly. Check out our mental health video. That was really good. But sometimes you just want to journal your emotion. You want to explore how you're feeling, but you want to put it. I know it's yummy, isn't it?
I'm really.
I need to pick it back up, but I'm gonna do it after this point. But you know, sometimes you want to get out your emotions and you want to write it somewhere. So maybe you don't want to talk to anyone. Maybe you're in a place of isolation and you just want to be by yourself, but you still want to get out your emotions. Maybe you can try journaling, or maybe you can try turning it into a book. You can try turning it into a story, a play. You can turn your pain into something else. Turn your sadness into happiness. Make your scar your
endpoint. I don't know what. Yeah,
just doing this
something with progress, basically.
But you can turn a frown upside down and essentially make it into something. So you don't have to sit in your self-pity or wallow in your pity or anything like that. You can actually make it into something else. Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to piggy off that point. Keep busy. Keep busy. Do you know what? You know that promotion you've been talking about? It's time to go for it.
It's time to go for it.
You remember that leadership training you was talking about? It's time to go for it.
It's time to go for it.
Remember that meeting with that friend that you was meant to do 2 months ago? Ooh, it's time to go for it.
It's time to go for it.
So it's like, keep yourself busy. Yeah. So because again, our mind, I think, runs away with so many thoughts. And I think Nay must have mentioned in another episode, like 90% of thoughts are created in our head, like in our mind.
Yeah.
Keep yourself busy from those thoughts.
100%. Yeah.
Because half of those thoughts are not even true.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And don't blame yourself.
Oh,
it's not your fault.
Sister, I was coming on to that one.
It's even called
don't
sister.
Blame yourself. Listen.
Yeah, because we tend to. We're like, I did this. Is it me? No. Yeah. I mean, it could be you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say, because you know how we like to back each other. It's like, no, it could be you.
Yeah.
But it could also be him.
Exactly.
So it's like figuring out where you stand with that. It's like, it's not always my fault.
It's not.
I did this and this. I accept accountability for that. But he did this, and this.
Yeah. But just to hop on that.
Jesus, what hopping?
I had to switch it out for the audience. But you might not have been the right woman for him.
All right, tell them, because
I'm just going to take you back to one of our previous episodes. Maybe you weren't the right woman for him.
Yeah, you were just a good woman.
Maybe you were just a good woman for the time in his life that he met you. Mm-hmm. So if you're not the right woman, it was never really going to have longevity. It was never really going to go.
And you shouldn't blame yourself.
Exactly.
Good point, Nay.
So
I'm here for that. Snaps.
Yeah, snap. Should we cheers on that one?
Yeah,
because okay.
And sip. Oh, cheers, babe.
So let me tell you, there's times where you think, you're there and you're just like, oh, I'm a perfect wife. I'd be the ideal wife.
Yeah, ideal for somebody else.
Ideal for somebody else, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe not ideal for this person. You weren't the right woman for him. So it's fine. Let it go and just know that you're the right person for somebody else.
Yeah. And another thing, which is, again, you kind of mentioned it, touched on it, but travel. Do something.
Explore.
Yeah, outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Maybe go to a different country that you've been wanting to go to.
100%.
Do something explorative.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just important that you do something that is out of your daily routine.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, outside of your daily routine is what you should kind of do. And again, even if that's trying a new hobby, like you said, traveling to a new country, which we would probably do.
Oh yeah,
I would recommend that.
Yeah, that's a good point. The only thing I would say on that to counteract it,
go on,
is that you shouldn't run away from your problems. Essentially, you're going to come back to the same problem. You're going to come back to London and realize, oh, the reason why I left was because of heartache. That's just instant gratification. So you want to make sure that you are coming back and able to still deal with the situation and handle the situation. So yeah, whilst it's a good thing and whilst it is definitely something I would do, like Jimmy said, you also want to make sure that you can come back to London and still be able to handle and deal with the issue that you were essentially running away from.
Very good point.
So it's important to still be able to know that you're going to be able to deal with it, handle it, and nurture that in the best way possible, whether it's by going to therapy, talk to friends and family.
Yeah. Very, very good point. And I love that point, because I remember when I used to live in Dubai, I used to always say, everybody here's running from something. Do you know what I mean? So I always felt, I'm like, so when they were like, oh, why are you not always out of it? I'm like, in my head, I'm not running from anything.
Yeah.
So that's a really, really good point. I really like that point. And it's very true, because if you like, you can leave the country, but when you come back,
it'll still be meeting you.
You're still going to come back to the same problems. Yeah. So it's definitely a mindset thing. And I think it's a personality thing. Because for me, I could leave and I would be fine.
Yeah.
You could leave and you would be fine. But some people would leave and they would ultimately come back to the same house they were staying in, that they've moved out of, or maybe, that room reminds you of something. So yeah, I love that point. It's a very good one.
That's the thing. Just to kind of follow on from that as well, you want to make sure that I would disassociate myself with things that remind me of that person.
Oh, please block and delete. Absolutely.
So for example, funnily enough, I don't actually block and delete my exes.
Listen, there's absolutely nothing we need to talk about.
But there's nothing that we need to talk about. But the thing is, I don't hate you because we've ended things.
No,
I'm just in a different place in my life.
No, go on. Let me
at the same time, I mean, if you started talking wild, I'll block and delete. But essentially, I don't find myself doing that. So
let me tell you what I mean. I'm saying block and delete, but I don't block and delete you. I mute you on
I just mute you.
You're muted on Instagram. You're archived in the WhatsApp story. Do you know what it is? It's because I don't need to see anything that you're doing.
I don't.
I don't hate you. I have no issues with you whatsoever. But the best way to move on is silence.
Yeah.
It's not to be able to see what you're doing. So for example, people always ask me, oh, do you know what your ex is doing? What part of that is my business?
Yeah. That's the thing. Because, okay, so it's funny because even though I don't block and delete them, I don't necessarily, like you say, I don't see the things they're doing because that is a constant daily reminder of,
absolutely.
Oh, he's still going to that coffee shop we used to go to.
Yeah, goodbye.
I don't care. Like, I don't need to know that. Whatever I don't know, like, ignorance is bliss, right?
Absolutely.
So ultimately, if you don't know, then you can't still feel attached or associated with that person.
So if block and delete's your way, block and delete. If mute's your way, mute. But at the end of it, ladies, do not keep him
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, don't be accessible as well. That's another thing.
Ooh, come on.
Do not be accessible because do you know what? Once they know that you're accessible, you're done.
We need to talk about that.
Go ahead.
Listen. Ladies,
don't be accessible.
Come closer. Come closer. Come closer.
Bring it in.
Don't be accessible.
If he calls you and wants to talk, next caller.
Hello, hi. In fact, don't pick up.
That's what I'm saying. It's next caller always.
Don't pick up. Don't associate yourself. Ultimately,
you made your choice. You made your bed. Lie in it.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
We did not break up by mistake. We broke up for a reason.
Yes. And the thing is, if you like, take him back. Because you'll only be breaking up in a few months for the same reason.
Exactly. That is the end of that season for a reason. Yeah. So don't go back there. Just leave it be. Like, that's the end of your chapter. That is done. You've moved on to your new book. You've started a new chapter. Whatever it is, move on. Don't dwell in the past. It ended for a reason. So stand on that mountain. Stand in that truth. Don't think, oh, okay, it's been 10 years, so now he's going to be a changed person. He won't. You'll be arguing about the same thing by the end of it.
Yeah.
Don't let...
You can't change people to it. I mean, you can mold them to a certain extent, but you can't change them. So, and obviously we grow every 5 years, I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him go. Let him be. He doesn't want you.
He doesn't.
Do you know
You're
what?
never enough.
This is actually maybe
and
a
not
negative
that you're
trait.
not enough. You're just not the right woman for him.
Yeah. This might be a negative trait though, but I remind myself of all the bad things that they do.
I do that as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing though, but me personally, I'm like, do you remember when he did this? That habit that he did, no, I don't even mess with that. But it's like the little thing that they did that's bad, I'm like, no.
I agree. I don't think it is a negative thing.
Okay.
I do that as well.
Okay.
I have to remind myself sometimes because it's very easy to kind of fall into the good part.
Because the past, apparently you see the past better than it was.
Yeah. It's retrospect, isn't it?
Yeah.
You always see things and think, oh, that was fun when we went to Malta together. I don't know. Yeah. But ultimately...
It weren't fun when you weren't answering my call at 10 p.m.
Well, you never sent me good morning text messages.
You know what I mean? It weren't fun then.
But I do believe that. I believe, I'm not too sure what the percentage is, but I'm pretty sure when we look back on life, we always look at the positives.
Yeah,
and we tend to forget the negatives.
Yeah.
So when you're always thinking back to your ex, you're always going to think about the positive memories and will be quick to forget about the negative memories.
Yeah.
So, but like Jimmy says, I also do the same thing. I always think about why it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I
remind myself of the negatives.
Yeah,
always.
I remind myself of the negatives because if you allow yourself to sit in the positives, you're going to naturally want to go back to that person. And because there were positive moments, if you dwell on those, you're going to hold those sacred and you're going to feel like, but it was so good. No, sis, remember, you broke up for a reason. Yeah. Think about the reason why you broke up. Because no matter what happens, if you do eventually get back with that person, the very thing that broke you up is, in the first place, it's going to be the reason why you break up again in the future. So don't allow what you're later on going to regret.
Yes. Another thing is, remember your boundaries, your standards, and your values.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, sometimes we kind of like, want to mold it to meet that man. Yeah. Remember, when you hold your values, your standards and your boundaries really high, you know that this is not the person for you. And somebody else will better suit in your values, better suit with your boundaries, better suit with your morals, and you're more on the same path for the future. There's no longevity with the person that hasn't got the same values as you. They don't respect your boundaries. You know what I mean? Their values aren't the same. Their ethics and morals aren't the same. So again, remind yourself, hold yourself, love yourself enough to know, I need to uphold my values, my standards, my boundaries,
100%.
And then whoever's coming along in that journy will meet you along that road.
100%. And just to kind of slide in on that,
I love how Nate's changing up because we've been piggying all episode.
Have to change it up, you know. But even like we've spoken about it before, but accountability partners. Yeah. If you have a friend or a family member who knows what you've gone through, who knows your journey in that previous relationship, you could speak to them and say, if I even start to reminisce on this crazy person that I broke up with,
yes,
just slap me. or maybe not aggressively, but just like shake me or do something that's gonna snap me out of that. Because that, like we were saying earlier, you do tend to think back on the positive.
You do.
So it's very easy to slide back. And they usually say the amount of time that you are with that person, half of that time is how long it would take to get over that person.
Ooh, I didn't know that, That's a really good point.
So if you were with someone for 5 years, it may take you 2.5 years
Do you know what, though? Person. The reason why I'm going to counter that, and let me tell you why I'm going to counter that. Even though I feel like it's a very good point, because I actually believe that. Yeah. But my thing is, you know what? A lot of the time when women walk out of relationships, they're already been done. That's the problem.
Yes,
it might be different
thinkers, but
so normally when a woman's about to leave a relationship, it's because she's been thinking about it for months.
The issue is a lot of women also act on impulse. And so sometimes we turn around.
I'm like, I want to say no, but I'm like,
did you guys see the struggle in her face? Because I saw it.
I'm
like, I wanted to counter, but do you know what?
That's true.
No, I'm gonna.
You know, what I was thinking because men can be quite impulsive as well. But I'm like, no, it's true. Women are impulsive.
Men are logical thinkers, so a lot of the times when they're done, they're generally done. Whereas women, we might be like, I'm done. I'm over it. Don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
Give it a few weeks.
Trust me. But again, I don't know if that's an age thing.
It could be an age thing.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm done, I'm done.
But that's the thing. Like you say, probably more linked to age because we're at a point where we've had a bit more of dating experience. So we know, okay, cool.
This is not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Doesn't matter.
So there's no point of trying to fight it or push past it. Once you're done, you're probably done. Yeah. But I do feel...
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It is true. Women are impulsive.
We're quite impulsive.
Emotional creatures.
We're very emotional. Yeah. So at that moment in time, that guy could have pissed you off, and you just say the most random of things, or decide to break up on impulse.
And then 2 days later, you're going back with your tail between your legs. Are you not embarrassed?
You're like,
are you not embarrassed, honey?
I've made your favorite meal. Come and collect some curry goat. Come and collect some jollof rice and chicken. In fact, it's not just normal chicken. It's not boiler chicken. It's jerk chicken on top of jollof rice. And you will even add some small pepper and seasoning. Oh, coleslaw. On the side. But not just normal coleslaw.
Oh.
You've gone to Marks and Spencer's to collect their coleslaw.
You're not little. Aldi.
No.
So do you.
No. You've gone to Marks and Spencer's to collect their traditional coleslaw because it's so sweet. So you've gone over and beyond for him.
Yeah, that is true.
But we can definitely act on impulse as women.
Can we just wheel it all the way back to closure as well?
Okay, let's go back to closure.
Ladies, I just want to know, and this is actually a question for you guys. Why do you feel like you need closure? Because me, I give myself all the closure I need. I tell myself all the stories. I'm going to tell myself all the bad things about you.
Do you know what?
I'm going to tell myself everything as to why we didn't work. I don't need you to tell me why we didn't work. Because you crazy.
Do you know what? I need to reference my girl, Rosemary. Shout out, Rosemary. But she literally was like to me, she says the same thing.
Closure's nonsense.
It's like, why do we sit there wanting closure? Ultimately, the fact that it didn't work and he doesn't want you, that should be closure enough. But it's real. It's like, what do you need for him to tell you beyond he doesn't want to, beyond him showing you that he doesn't want to be with you?
That's enough closure.
So that
He's
should
already
be enough
made
closure.
It clear enough where you stand in his life.
Exactly.
So I'm now not going to go and embarrass myself and take myself back there for him to actually tell me rubbish and nonsense. I'm sorry.
But having said that, let's speak for the women who do want closure. Because there are some women out here who do want closure. They want more than just,
my question
it didn't work, so I want to move on.
Do you know what? Again, you know how we talked about confidence, self-awareness, self-assurance? My question with that is that why do you feel the need to go to a man to validate why you need closure? So he's going to tell you the things that you probably already know. When you close your eyes at night and lie down in bed, you know why he don't want you. He's not ready. That's the thing. Sis. So, no, it's true. He's not ready.
Take time. Sorry.
Sorry,
Farabale just means just calm down.
Yeah, he's already told you he don't want you. His actions show you that you're not you don't add no value to his life. He doesn't place you above other women. So now why are you going to go and embarrass me personally anyway? I mean, why am I not going to go embarrass myself so he can tell me? He's like, do you know what it is, Jimmy? There's another woman that's just doing it more for me than you. What is it that I'm looking for in the closure? I want to know.
This is giving Sia Pepe,
I just want to know. Because the thing is, it's like, I feel like a lot of women say, I just needed closure. Okay, you needed closure. You now went back. You now did makeup hanky-panky, and then now he's gone off with another woman, and now he's married to her with kids, and you're still single. Oof. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Guys, just take a sip on your wine, because that was a lot.
But it's true. No? It's he's nodding in the background like, yeah, because it's true.
Okay, but let's speak on it, because sometimes people do want closure. It's more than just knowing what you know. Sometimes you just want to hear it. It's like, for example, you might know your guy cheated on you, but you almost just want him to confess to it. So you go to him and say, did you cheat? Bearing in mind, you know.
No, but you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Bearing in mind, your gut is telling you he cheated on you. But sometimes you just need the verbal communication.
I understand
Some
that.
women just want to talk things out. Some people just want to be able to express themselves as well.
Okay, so express yourself to your friends.
But it's not the same. Sometimes you just want to be able to go to the guy and just be like, why did you do that?
Some people, I wanted to.
Some people are not always. But also, some people are not self-aware. But also, some people are not mature enough to know that the guy is just not ready.
Okay, well, this is why we're here. This is why we're here. Because the thing is, it's like, everything you're saying, I do agree with in terms of like, sometimes communication is very important and it's key. But okay, cool, the man cheated on you. You already have the evidence. It's in your phone. You done read it on his phone already. So now you're going to go and ask him for him to say, yes, I cheated on you. Okay, that's great. Now what?
I get that.
No, I'm asking, now what? What's next, ladies?
That's...
I'm actually, and this is genuine curiosity.
No.
Curiosity killed the cat. So I'm actually curious. I want to know. So you've asked him now, you cheated on me. He says yes. Do you know what it is? Because women are very interesting when it comes to handling the truth. So like, imagine asking a man, did you cheat on me? And he goes, yeah, I did. Now what? That's the closure you've asked for. But now what?
That's another thing.
Because will you slap him? Because you would.
Punch through his tires.
You know what I mean?
But it's true, because it's ultimately, just like what Jimmy was saying, when you ask for the truth, are you actually ready to handle the truth?
Most women are not.
A lot of the time,
most women are
not. And so you have to ask yourself, could you handle the truth if you ask for it? And I think a lot of men also know that a lot of women couldn't handle the truth. So a lot of them will avoid telling you the truth. They're like, no, I didn't. But you know they're lying. Their voice will even go high. No.
Yeah.
But you know
that
it's the
deep
truth.
voice is now squealing.
It's squealing. But you need to really you need to ask yourself, is getting closure worth it? What is that closure going to bring you? I think that is the biggest question.
Yes.
What is closure going to bring you?
My answer is nothing. That's my own personal answer though. I'm sure a lot of women might disagree with that. My personal answer is, darling, you fire.
Yeah.
You too good to be asking a man for closure about yourself. Goes back to the level up journey in terms of building confidence. It's like you need to self-assurance.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't need somebody else outside of you to validate you.
Yeah.
You need to figure out for you why the situation didn't work.
Yeah. And the thing is, with a lot of it as well, you know the red flags. There were red flags there.
Yes.
And you know what saw them. You chose to ignore them.
What the craziest thing is, when you go back and be asking the man for closure, do you know he respects you less?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. When you just give them absolute apple crumble and silence, apple crumble.
Can I have some custard with that?
Just absolute silence. I'm telling you, most of the time they come back anyway.
Yeah.
But they're going to be wondering, how did she do that?
Yeah.
When you're going back to where you're asking them stupid questions, why did you cheat on me? Was it me?
No.
Then you're going to be...
It was never you.
It was never you.
And that's
the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's why I'm like, I'm not even going to be going to ask you for closure, because whatever you're going to tell me, I'm just going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
Anything you're going to say is going to irritate me. It's okay.
Yeah.
You have your closure. I have my closure. There's my side of the truth. There's your side of the truth. And there's that truth that God knows.
Yeah.
Everybody live their life the way they want to live it.
But the thing is, I think a lot of women that actually look for the closure are women who want to stay in the situation. Because they want an opportunity to justify to get back in.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times they'll say, why did you do that? If the guy now says, because you're too fat, she'll turn around and probably start going to the gym. And hope that would be the very thing that brings back the relationship.
But it won't, because he just knows like now everything you do, you'll cater to him, then you don't have no self-worth.
Girl, just move on.
And again,
the moral of the story is, it's just don't go for the closure, because it's not enough.
It's not enough.
You're not going to get
There's nothing he's going to do. But you know what? I'm going to pour myself more of this wine because I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Guys, can you see how this glass is empty? Okay.
It clearly isn't enjoying it as much as I am, so...
I am, but I'm clearly just talking too much, so...
let's do a little wine review and then maybe a wine story. And then we can continue with our Heartbreak.
Okay, so I'm going to pick up the bottle because...
Give them a little show, honey.
Let's give you a little show. This wine is it is really delicious. I'm enjoying it. I'm surprised at the colour though. But would you say a darker white wine is a sweeter white wine?
Sometimes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a dessert wine. And the thing is, I can tell because of the sweeter tone to it. And again, it's not just... I get less citrus in this wine and I get more peach, more apple, more... just a sweet fruit, sweet summer fruit is what I get with this wine. So aroma wise, absolutely love the aroma.
Would you say it's full-bodied, light-bodied?
I don't really. Do you know what's so funny? This might be just a me thing, but I don't find white wines ever to be really full-bodied. Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing though.
It is. Some of the wines that I was looking at earlier when I went shopping for wine, I was finding that a lot of them were coming up as full-bodied on the Vivino app.
Oh, is that white wines?
Yeah.
Okay, how interesting.
And like you say, like I do find it's easier to tell for
red.
On the reds
if
it's full-bodied or light-bodied. With a white, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, because I can't really. I'm like, does it really? It's not really giving me. It's giving me medium to full, but not necessarily a full. Like if I had the red and it was taking over my mouth completely, I would feel like it was more of a full-bodied. I personally would give this wine a 9. I'd give it an 8.5 or a 9.
Okay.
That's definitely the best wine from today.
Yeah. It's delicious. I'll be honest. It's really delicious.
I don't know what I would pair it with because it's sweet.
It's so sweet that I don't almost feel like I would pair it with anything, but there would be something to pair it with.
I'm sure.
Maybe something a little bit more savory just because of how sweet it is.
Yeah. Potentially.
Maybe like salt and vinegar crisp.
We love a salt and vinegar crisp.
Love salt
I feel like crisp. So obviously you guys were in the studio, so if it was more chilled, I think it would even be more beautiful. Do you see what I mean? I feel like if it was more chilled, it would just be so good.
Delicious. On a nice summer day.
Barbecue.
Barbecue or some nuts even.
Ooh. We like nuts as well. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like summer barbecue, maybe for our birthday.
Well, no, we need to do a joint thing.
Yes, I feel like we would really thoroughly enjoy this wine. If you're new to white wine, this would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, it would definitely go down a treat and you would definitely be drunk after it.
And you guys know, as I always say when we're drinking white, Jummy does not like white.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of this one.
It's not her preferred wine, shall I say. Not that she doesn't like white. It's not her preferred choice of wine. Yeah. So if she likes it, guys, you know.
I know you'll like it. Yeah, absolutely. So, Nate, what would you rate it? Because I've said 9. 8.59. What would you give it?
I'd probably say around the 7 to 8 mark.
Ooh.
Just because I'm not so much of a sweet tooth person.
Me either. But go on.
So it's quite sweet, but it's still a nice sweet. It's not overly sweet, but it is still unexpectedly sweet.
Do you know why I would give this wine a higher rating than the last wine we had, which was like, I believe one of the ones from Champagne de Vins. The reason why I would give it a better rating is because it hasn't got that bitter undertaste. That's the thing. So I'm not really much of a sweet tooth. I mean, we both know like we both like savory things. Yeah. But this is like a consistent low level sweet throughout. I don't get any undertone of bitterness.
Yeah, fair.
Does that make sense? And that's the only reason why I would give it an 8.59 as opposed to me giving, I think, the last wine a 7.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Is it making sense?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
And I feel like anybody could pick up this wine and drink it. Whereas I feel like you need to be more of a seasoned vet to drink the other one.
But that's the thing. I could taste the almost like expensive taste of the other wines.
I don't reckon this one is cheap either.
I'm not saying that this one is cheap, but I feel like there was something so precise about the other wines. Like
is that because it tastes like the sea?
Like with white wine, I like the crispness of them. I like crisp white wines with a bit of the fruit, with like fruit undertones. Yeah. So for me, that's more to my palate.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. I feel like because the other white wine is seafood tasting, seafood is genuinely more expensive than other wines. But some of the dessert wines are still expensive. Because to be honest, we were gifted this, so I don't actually know how much it was. Yeah. So it could be cheap, it could be expensive. Yeah. We don't even know.
We don't actually know.
We don't even know. So yeah, it's interesting thought process behind that.
Yeah.
But anyways, on top of that, so we're going to give you a little wine story because I heard this wine story on TikTok and I thought it was interesting.
Just top up my glass. While you tell us this wine story.
I think I've told you this before, Nate, so you might not even be shocked, but I'm going to say it again anyway. So basically, there was a woman. Her friend invited her to a wedding. So it was like the wedding before party, and she was like, listen, I'm with my girls. I'm gonna live my best life. Anyways, so she meets this guy on this night out, and she's literally chilling. She's vibing with this man. Everything's all good. Anyway, so she ends up going back to this man's hotel room. She ends up sleeping with this man, right? So she's like, all good. She's like, had a really great night. Thank you for inviting me to her girl. Anyway, turns up the next day to the wedding because obviously she's a +1. And guess what happens? The man she slept with was the groom.
Come on. Not come on as in that's good. As in come on as in like, what?
The groom. So then she was like, I feel like the dilemma was, do I tell my friend? Because her friend was really good friends with the bride.
Ooh. Oh, this is definitely a wine story.
It's definitely a wine story because women like to talk nonsense over wine. So yeah, yeah,
that is wild.
Wild.
What would you guys do if you were in that predicament? What would you do? Would you tell your friend who's the bride, or would you hold on to that?
No,
secret?
you're the bride's friend's guest. So she was a +1.
No, I know,
so
but
she had no clue.
if that story landed to you and you were the friend of the bride, what would you do? Would you tell your bride? Would you tell your friend who's?
Do you know what? It's really difficult. There's two reasons why this. Because sometimes women behave crazy when you tell them something about their man.
Yeah,
everybody's guilty to that. We all are. Let's be honest. And then there's also the part where it's like they just got married. Do I want to ruin their wedding day? Guys, you know what? I'm not even gonna answer this one. I'm gonna let you answer.
Yeah, because
it's wild.
That's wild.
I love a TikTok story though. I love a TikTok story. So, yeah, that's our wine story for today.
Yeah.
But anyway, any last afterburners or afterthoughts about how to deal with breakups?
I would just probably reiterate some of the things we've said, and I'll just say you are enough.
Focus on you.
Focus on you. Thrive in your singleness. You are not the cause of the breakup. Yeah. Like
the thing is, sometimes you might be. Let's actually not
sugarcoat it.
Yeah, sometimes you might be because
if you are the one that cheated, for example, then like, come on.
And also, if you can't control your temper or you're too emotional, you're irrational, you haven't healed from past trauma, you might be the cause.
You might also be the cause.
Yeah, so deal with your own traumas as well.
So exactly that. But seek therapy, seek help, talk to somebody, whether it's friends or a stranger. Talk to somebody. Let your emotions out. Don't hide behind your emotions. Don't bury your head under the sand. But likewise, you still want to be able to use that opportunity to rebuild yourself, rebuild your character, get to know yourself again.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else would you say?
I'm just trying to think. But I think we've covered pretty much most things. Yeah. But again, guys, if there's anything we've missed that you guys have done and you can help other women, please drop that in the comments below.
Absolutely.
We'll be sure to reply to all of them as well. Let us know what you think. Let us know the best ways to get over breakups. Let us know what you've agreed with. Let us know what you disagree with, because I know we said some crazy things and you might disagree with them, e.g. the closure thing. But, you might disagree. But let us know. Like, comment, subscribe. And also, grab yourself a glass or a bottle of this white we're drinking.
Delicious.
But until next time, ladies.
Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.